Ready when you are.
So, hi everyone, thank you so much for coming on and joining us this evening. Yvonne and I are just going to start by telling you a bit about ourselves, and then we'll share with you a short presentation that just gives you a bit more of an insight into Arbonne and what we do. So, my name is Alex, for those that don't know me already. I am a full-time dance teacher. I absolutely love what I do, but the only downside is when I have any time off, I don't get paid. I at the time wasn't looking for an additional income, but I knew that in the future something was going to have to change. And at that point, I thought that I was going to have to change my career eventually to something completely different. But then I was introduced to Arbonne by a lovely lady that I trained with previously at college. And I'm not going to lie, at first I didn't have a clue at all what Arbonne had to offer, but I just knew that I had to jump straight in, and that's exactly what I did. But what Arbonne has given me is a plan B, a much more positive mindset, and so much more focus and drive for mine and my family's future. Now, I know that I'm just at the start of my journey with Arbonne, but I am so excited for where it's going to take us. And also, I'm so grateful that I know that I'll be able to continue doing my dancing, and just build Arbonne in and about the times I have, because I would never want to give up what I do. So I'm so thankful to the person that introduced me to Arbonne, because this has gave me something that makes me maintain what I am doing. So now I'm just going to pass you on to Yvonne, and she's going to share with you her story.
Okay, hi everyone. My name's Yvonne Simpson, and I'm an independent consultant like Alex with Arbonne. So my background is in education. I'm a primary school teacher and work with children who have additional needs. And I absolutely love what I do, and every day is different and every day is a challenge. I do find it rewarding, but I have to say 9 years into teaching, I continue to find it really difficult to maintain a healthy work-life balance. And to be honest, I can't see me doing what I'm doing until I'm 68 and keep doing the work that I'm doing it to the full potential that I am at the minute. So I was first introduced to Arbonne 7 years ago, and believe it or not, at that time I suffered from really bad eczema, which affected me in so many ways. I was so tired from scratching at night. My skin was an absolute mess. I was depressed. My self-confidence and my self-esteem was so low. And even when I went to the gym, it was really painful. So randomly, I got in touch with a girl at the gym, and she said she may have had something that could help me. So back then, I was like, "Yep, I'll try anything." So I met up with her, and she shared the business opportunity, and I also had the chance to try all the products for a few days, and I instantly noticed a huge difference in my eczema, and was very reluctant to give those products back. So back then I was probably more interested in the products, and initially joined as a preferred client and bought the products at a discount. But as the months passed, my eczema was reducing significantly, and I wanted to start Arbonne as a plan B, because I was falling in love with the products, which dramatically cleared my eczema. So much so that I can now say that I'm 6.5 years eczema free. And I could totally see the benefits of the personal growth and beyond that Arbonne had to offer as well. So a few years passed, and I bought the products at a discount, and developed my self-esteem and self-development through Arbonne. And since then, I'll be honest, I haven't really treated it as a business. It was more like a hobby rather than the absolutely life-changing opportunity that this has to offer. However, fast forward to now, having built my self-esteem through the products and personal development that Arbonne offered, I took time to actually learn about the Arbonne opportunity, and obviously social marketing as well, which was something that I didn't really understand to begin with. But once I did the research, I knew that I had to do it as it was a solution to my problems, and I know it's been a solution to many other problems as well. For example, if you're struggling with debt, or you're looking for more choices in life, you've got health and skin concerns, or you're wanting more time, the list is really endless. But Arbonne is the answer to a lot of things. And I haven't witnessed firsthand and how it's changed and transformed my friends' lives. It's just absolutely incredible. I also love, like Alex, that I don't have to give up my day job. as I'm currently working it alongside what I do already with a bigger, clearer vision in myself. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass you on to Alex, who's going to share the first part of the presentation, and then I'll finish the presentation off. Okay, I'll hand back.
Thanks, Yvonne. Now, just before we start, I just want to say, please listen with an open mind. And if you have any questions, jot them down a little bit of paper and we can get them answered, or whoever invites you onto this call, that you can ask them and they'll get them answered for you. But if we move on to the first slide. So Arbonne is a botanically based health and wellness company that was founded in the 1980s by a Norwegian entrepreneur, Peter Mork. His idea was to provide products that are full of quality and deliver results at an affordable price. In addition to this, he also wanted to give back to the ordinary person an opportunity to give them a life by design. And by this, he means a life that they wanted, a life of choice and freedom. To do this, what he did was he used a business model that combined the products with network marketing. Now, we'll touch on network marketing in a little while into the slides. Arbonne is an experienced company that is yet to globalise, and that is simply amazing. Arbonne is such a big thing already. It's such a big company already, but it's still yet to globalise, so there's still so much potential for everybody in the world to do Arbonne. Now, Arbonne's products are completely different to any other. Their products are very unique, and Arbonne are very, very proud of their ingredients policy. With 40 years, Arbonne have followed these policies that are now becoming buzzwords of today. So we are vegan, gluten-free, and proud to be formulated without any animals or any animal byproducts, parabens, mineral oils, synthetic dyes, and artificial sweeteners and flavours. Arbonne are also clinically tested. Now, pure, safe and beneficial is Arbonne's motto. They combine the best of science with the best of nature, and they use new technology, and that's why their products are pure, safe and beneficial. They're also built with a Swiss heritage, and that's what makes them so unique. Now, Arbonne offer over 500 personal care products, from skincare, nutrition, personal care and makeup. So if you haven't tried these products already, I would suggest that you get in contact with the person that invited you onto this call and try them out for yourself, because you won't be disappointed. They're absolutely amazing. If I was to sit here and go through every single product, we'd be here all night. There's that many. The most important thing that I want you to take away from this slide is that all the products are consumable. Now, we shower every day, we wash every day, and we use products in our hair all the time. Now, in terms of a business, this is a business 101. Products that are on a high demand, and what happens is we purchase them, they run out, and we repurchase again and again and again and again. Now, that's pretty clever if you ask me, because if you were to go into a network marketing company with, say, recommending a bed, now that customer is only going to buy a bed, say, every 10 years. So you're not going to really make anything out of that. Whereas these products are consumable all the time. They get purchased, they run out, and we repurchase. They get purchased, they run out, and then we have to purchase again. Does that make sense? So what is social marketing? Now, social marketing is something that I never knew nothing about, but all it simply is word of mouth recommendation or advertising. Now, recommendation is something that we do as humans all the time. If you think back to the last time you recommended a film or a restaurant, I think I did it last week. But all Arbonne simply do is they send you a little thank you check in the post for the recommendation that you have given them. But I didn't see me getting a thank you check or anything like that for the film that I recommended last week, for sending my friend along to go and see it. Now, as you can see, the traditional retail process is very lengthy. The products go from the manufacturer through the wholesaler to the warehouse, the sales force, the retailers, and then to the consumer. Now, what's pretty scary is that the product that you're picking up off the shelf, you're actually only paying for 20% of what is in that product. The rest of the money goes towards the whole process, to go towards every person that needs to get paid in that process of that product, and that includes celebrity endorsements, which won't be cheap. Now it makes you think what is actually in that product that you're picking up off a high street shop, because you're literally paying nothing for it. The rest of it is going towards everything else. Now, with social marketing, what Arbonne do is they cut out the middle process. As you can see, the products go from the manufacturer straight to the consumer via a recommendation from an independent consultant. Now, the money saved doing this goes towards product development. So Arbonne are always looking to better their products, and also goes towards paying the consultants for the recommendation. Now, all in, what you can see is the consumers are then purchasing high-end, safer, cleaner, result-driven products at a much lower cost. So Arbonne is in the right place at the right time, and what this is due to changes in key trends. So health and wellness, everyone nowadays is looking to better themselves. We're all becoming label readers, whereas that wasn't the thing 40 years ago. People want to have more flexibility and freedom in their life, and social marketing can help create this. There's so many companies that are now being educated in social marketing and are now trying to adopt these into their traditional businesses. Social media is absolutely booming now. Most people use social media nowadays, and if you think, like, you see advertisements all the time and recommendations all over social media. Now, internet shopping is also a big thing. The internet shopping took over high street shops several years ago, and all you see now is for sale signs everywhere if you go up anywhere in town. Now, this business gives you the opportunity to become an entrepreneur at minimal risk, and many people recognise that today in the economy they need a plan B. The pension isn't what it used to be. There's so many companies going bust, and a job just isn't for life anymore. There's students getting themselves into so much debt, and they're struggling to pay it off because they just can't find the job that's going to provide this, pay for their life and pay for paying off their student debt. Now, technology at your fingertips. Now, Arbonne provide everything we need to make this a business. We can run it from literally anywhere and whenever we want. It used to be that you had to have a laptop to run an Arbonne business, but now all you need is your smartphone, and most people nowadays do have a smartphone. You see your own website link, and there's various apps that you can use. There's a source, the digital toolkit, there's a shopping app, and there's also a My Office app, so you literally have everything from your smartphone. It's also minimal risk, a low startup cost. Essentially, this is a business in a box. Now, actually, this month it's free to sign up as a consultant with a qualifying order, which is just amazing. You can start your business, get yourself a few products for nothing, and you have everything that a traditional business has, except from you don't have all the headachy stuff. The entire infrastructure is including research and development, product manufacture, distribution, website and customer service is all taken care of us and maintained by our corporate team. Now, this leaves us to have fun with our business and run with it, make it work in all the nooks and crannies that we have, but just because all that headachy stuff we don't have to deal with. Now, what I'm going to do now is pass you over to Yvonne, and she's going to share the rest of the presentation with you.
Thank you, Alex. So the next slide is talking about stop, start and share. So as a consultant, all we teach and show people is to stop, start and share. So we stop lining the pockets of the shops and the high streets and other brands, and we basically start buying better, safer products from our own shop and benefit from the experience and the results. And then we share with others how to swap an already existing expense, which because we're already buying these products anyway, and how to create an income by buying from our own shop by simply switching to better, safer products and showing others how to do the exact same. So as Alex shared earlier, with Arbonne you essentially get a business in a box. And basically you also get someone who will guide you and show you with what to do, and I'm absolutely so grateful for that, because I had no, well, I don't have any business background. I had no knowledge of what business and how to run a business at all. And to be honest, one of my main fears was not knowing enough people. And I thought I would end up having to sell a truckload of products in order to make lots of money. But having done a little bit of research, I do realise now that I was confusing this with direct selling. So with this business, we essentially build a network of online consumers and a network of people who also want to build a business with Arbonne. So as a brand ambassador, all we do is we share Arbonne with people who would love high-end, cleaner, safer products, and these people would represent the retail volume that goes through our business. And this is where we're paid more handsomely for. This is where we're paid more in our business. And then we also share the business with people who are perhaps looking for more time, more money, or more flexibility in their lives. And you can do this in your lunch break or over a glass of wine, just by utilising the different reach out methods Arbonne offer. So when we share this with other people, they have completely and utterly different networks to us, and we teach them to go out and build their business and grow their consumer network as well. So it's basically just as simple as showing a few people how to show a few people how to show a few people to build a network over time. And as their network expands, you will also have a growing network of people who are all consuming and sharing these incredible products they'll be able to share these incredible products with everyone that they've spoken to. And you're also paid for the increasing turnover that goes through that network, and all that's linked to your own unique ID. So as Alex touched on earlier, Arbonne is a global company. It's currently in the USA, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, UK and Poland, which means that you can build your business in any of these countries that Arbonne trades in. So have a little think, who do you actually know in these countries that you could work with, or you know that would like to buy high-end, cleaner, better, safer products? The technology has made the world such a smaller place, and with social media, this also allows us to connect with people throughout the whole globe, which is absolutely incredible. This means that we're able to build a global business from our phone, our iPad, or our laptop, whatever suits you best, that operates 24/7, 365 days a year, and you can potentially earn money while you sleep. Guys, that's time leverage. So if you know someone in Australia who logs onto their account and purchases something while you're in your bed sleeping, you get paid for that recommendation because you've already showed them how to do that. That's time leverage. That is incredible. So if you're not sure what that is, please Google it and look into it a little bit more. So there are 4 ways to earn an income with Arbonne. The first one is commission checks. So this is where we are paid a higher percentage on our own sales. So I suppose if you think about it, if someone's a client or a preferred client, it's almost like an eBay account or an Amazon account, where they log on, look at what they want to buy, purchase it, and it gets sent to their door. And basically we earn 35% commission check on from our own sales. So that's the bulk of our paychecks. Then the second one is overrides. So we also get a small percentage from our team sales. But as I said before, we also get the most from our commissions. And this is why we invest so much of our own time, and we're able to coach people and mentor people, because we have your best interests at heart. We also want them to become successful in this business and reap the benefits too. So it is very much a supportive community, and we work well together and coach each other. The third way is Mercedes-Benz bonus cash bonus program, where at a certain level of the business, Arbonne pays you £550 to put towards your own Mercedes-Benz car. And the fourth level is just let you know that at every single level of this company, from independent consultant to national vice president, you have the opportunity to earn a cash bonus, which is available, as I said, at all levels. And it's just such an incredible compensation plan. And what I absolutely love about Arbonne is it's a complete and utter equal opportunity. And it's very, very fair because everybody starts as an independent consultant and has the equal opportunity and the same chance to progress through the levels of management. This business is completely effort based, and basically, depending on the work that you put in, then you can potentially earn more than the person who introduced you to the business. So when I heard that, I was like, wow, that's pretty impressive, given the fact that I'm sure some people can relate to me. If you work next to someone who earns the same amount as you, but actually you're putting in more work, but you're still getting paid at the same time, which isn't really fair. I know that that's similar. That's something that's happening in my work at the minute. So that's something that really struck a chord with me. What I will say is the business means lots of things for different people. I know some people that just want to build a business, to join the business and get better products and share the benefits with people at their own leisure. But I also know that there's people out there who want to get out of the corporate grind. They don't want to work 9 to 5. They don't want to keep going on this hamster wheel all the time. And they want to run their business as a 5-year career, because when you look at this is technically a 5-year career. So as I go through this slide, please think about the significance of the paychecks that you could potentially earn and how they could make a difference in your life. So this slide goes on to just to say that there is 4 levels of management, and at each level you can also earn an additional cash bonus, as I've already mentioned. So the first level is district manager, and at this level you can earn between £160 and £800, and it takes an average of about 7 months to get there. Next level is area manager, and you can earn between £800 to £2,900 per month, and it takes an average of 19 months to get there, which is, when you think about it, is a significant pay in addition to the job that you already do. And it also, at this point, this gives you the opportunity to, or it gives certain people the opportunity to either perhaps go part-time in their job or give up their job. It just gives people so much option to really think in that life flexibility in life and what people are looking for these days. At this level, because you've built a business to a certain level, you're also able to will your business to your children or to your partner, if should something happen to you, which I also think is really, really an invaluable part of this too. So the next level is regional vice president. As you'll see there, that's the Mercedes-Benz level, where you are given £550 to put towards your own white Mercedes. At this level, you can earn between £3,500 to £7,000 per month. Now, I know that's way above my teaching salary per month, so that would be a very lovely addition to my income, and it would also give me the opportunity to perhaps give up my job or work part-time. At this level, we receive gifts at Christmas and on our birthday and flowers on Valentine's, and we're partnered with Tiffany. So usually at these times, regional vice presidents and national vice presidents will also get gifts from Tiffany. And at national vice president, you also get the same perks, but it just depends on the turnover in your business. And on average, it takes about 5 years to get to this level. Like I said, it's a 5-year career. And at this level, it starts from £12,000 a month. That is just incredible. Now, I know it's not just about the paychecks here. I just want you to think about the significance of these. But what I will say as well is we are 100% supported by this company in so many ways. We offer trainings, they put on conferences for us, the incredible support that we get, the rewards. This company values and recognises us at every single level, and we're so looked after. And this is something many of us, and I can certainly say for myself, that we don't get in corporate. I'm lucky if I get a thank you or a goodbye even sometimes at the end of the day from my boss. So it's really nice to know that I'm partnered with someone who really does look after us. Now, you might think all of this and what I'm saying is too good to be true, but I have friends at every single level in this business and have seen firsthand how this business has changed their lives in more ways than one, and it's just incredible. You might think you don't have time to do this, but the beauty of this business is you don't have to give anything up, as me and Alex had said before. You can make time to do this business and carve out small pockets of time and create an income that can potentially retire you earlier than you will in your corporate job. Despite the fact I'm still in the infancy of my business as well, over the years I've experienced many benefits, and most of all, I absolutely love being able to help and support others too. So there's 3 ways to become a part of Arbonne. You can become an independent consultant like myself and Alex for just £30, which when you think about it, it's actually cheaper than a meal for 2. But at the moment, Arbonne have waived the fee to become a consultant with a qualifying order, like Alex said earlier as well. So being a consultant, you can enjoy a minimum of 35% discount on the products, an unlimited income potential, as I previously mentioned, and the opportunity to earn a Mercedes cash bonus with the benefit of personal development and growth. You can also become a client and enjoy online shopping, and the products will be delivered to your door. Or you can become a preferred client, which is also free at the minute with a qualifying order. And usually, if you're wanting to become a preferred client, it would be £25. And at this, to become a preferred client, it's almost like a membership where you benefit from between 20 to 40% discount, and you also get the chance to earn some rewards too. Or you can become a host. You can take advantage of having the product experience in your house or at a venue of your choice for you and several friends, where you can receive free gifts and discounted products. And I have to say, I actually quite enjoy these nights. It can be quite fun, and it can be tailored for what you fancy doing, whether it be skincare or festive range or spa range. You can have your pick, really. So before I end, Alex and myself, before we finish off tonight, I've got a few questions I would like to ask you that would perhaps add a little bit of value to your life. We are all here today because of the choices we made yesterday. If you keep doing what you're doing, where will you be in 5 years' time? That question absolutely scared the living daylights out of me, because I knew that if I didn't change something, I would still be in the same position that I'm in today, or was 5 years ago. So I'm so glad I made that change. I have changed in so many ways, personal growth wise. My skin has changed. I've earned and I've got a plan B now with Arbonne. This could be you as well, and plus more. What if this works for you? Stop asking yourself, what if it doesn't work? What if it does? What will life look like? So you now have all the information that you need to make an informed decision. Arbonne has worked for hundreds and thousands of others, so why not you? So as Alex said earlier, if there's something that you've heard tonight that has struck a chord with you or left you or got you wondering, please speak to myself or Alex, or speak to the consultant or the person who introduced you to this call, and have your questions answered. Because it is so important to get these questions answered, and me and Alex would love to see you soon. So thank you so much for listening.